Welcome back to I Am African podcast. I'm your host, Liz, and guys, I'm back with my co host, Merdi. We're back here and we're ready to give you the recap of the World Cup. The World Cup came and it's done. And you guys are probably wondering what comes next. Merdi has been really depressed ever since Congo was eliminated from the World Cup. So it took a long time to drag him here to come and have this conversation with you guys.
I'm more depressed. The World Cup is over, so we gotta go back to our everyday life.
I don't think we've just gone back to our everyday life, Merdi.
What are you gonna do after that?
This is our new life now. We're going to be talking about sports, and maybe we might touch into the NBA. We might touch in the NFL. Maybe listen.
Well,
after
guys,
qualifiers.
In the comment section, give us a top 5 of every sport that you all want us to talk about and where you want to see us covering African players. Might be hockey, who knows? So, and we'll see. But in the meantime, the World Cup is over. It was a great run for African teams. It was a very, this World Cup gave a lot of mixed feelings to people, from expectations to results. Some people were not expecting a lot because the US are not known as a football country. Canada is barely known as a football country, so the expectations were kind of low. Some people were very satisfied from this World Cup when it comes to organization, when it comes to the mood, when it comes to the people, when it comes to just the vibe. We had some stains, political politics interfering into the game, some teams not being admitted into some countries, some referees not being admitted, some red cards being cancelled. So, of course, these were the part staining the World Cup, but I do believe that in overall, I will now put this World Cup as my top, I won't say top 3, still 2014, 2010, and 2022. But yeah, my top 5 in my lifetime.
Top 5.
Yes, definitely topping the 2018 World Cup, for sure.
Agreed.
So, yeah. Congratulations, the United States. Congratulations, Canada. Congratulations, Mexico. It was great. Just great.
I feel like for me, it's a little bit different, right? Depends on the angle that you are trying to watch this World Cup from. And I think for you, when you're watching it, and some viewers, when they're watching it from like a sports fan perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were excited to be able to see the teams play, to see who has the tactical team or who's going to have the most organized team chemistry, who's going to have the most dribbles, who's going to score the most goal, who's going to have the most assists. Those are the things that you and some fans were looking for. And then there's the fans that were watching. They're watching because of drama. They're watching because of excitement and entertainment of the World Cup. Some people were watching it purely for the halftime show in the final. And that opening, I think ISO speed.
I don't think anybody watched it for the halftime show.
See, there are people that literally are very excited and very content with that halftime show. But we will get to that.
Okay.
And for me, personally, I feel like I was watching it to see, which country has the best team in the world, right? Like, what country is going to have the best players? What young stars? Because we talked about giving young stars opportunities. Mm-hmm. What young stars are going to be talked about the most? I like scouting. I like looking for the new threats. I like looking. Now, I think I took that from the challenge, the new threats part. But I like to see who the new GOATs will be after Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, all of them retire,
There will
right?
never be any more GOAT. That's why they are called GOATs.
They are called GOATs, but there's also the discussion of Michael Jordan and LeBron.
All time.
But the LeBron is the people's current GOAT, and Michael Jordan has already retired.
Yeah, but do you think there's going to be any player at LeBron's level after LeBron?
Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama is going to be the new discussion for the GOATs.
I mean, as a great player, yes. As the GOAT?
I think he's going to be GOATed at one point in his career. And he's in his 3rd year. He's going into his 4th season with the San Antonio Spurs. Anything is possible. I think it is his 4th season. I know. But going to just back what I was saying. I watch it for the excitement, right? Not really the entertainment, but I feel like the whole like, politics involvement, people found that to be entertaining. The red card situations, people found that to be entertaining. They liked the drama that caused. And I feel like
I don't think it was very entertaining for Belgians before the win.
it was definitely not entertaining. It was definitely not entertaining for me because I'm a true fan of the sport and I was watching it. And I hate when politics get involved in the sport. But we have seen so many different stages of the World Cup in 2026 that if you left and you were just like, what the heck did I just see? What did I just watch? It's fair because there were so many elements of it where teams like Congo going and drawing against like Portugal when everybody thought Portugal was going to just go and murk them and go home. And like Cabo Verde giving a challenge to Argentina. Nobody expected that.
And Spain.
And Spain. And literally
and Uruguay.
the two teams in the final didn't beat Cabo Verde. Satisfaction with the African teams because we had 10 African countries that qualified. One of them qualified after 52 years. One of them qualified for the first time in, let's say, their country's existence, right? That was Cabo Verde. And then how everything turned out. We said Senegal or Morocco will be the African teams to win the World Cup. I sat here and I said Congo was going to shock the world and everybody was going to be talking about them. And I was not wrong because I was very right. You guys called me delusional, but let me take this moment. Let me take it in because I was right. Congo shocked the world. Everybody's talking about Congo. So what do you have to say for the African countries?
Well, I'm not going to focus on the qualification aspects to the
Please
World
don't.
Cup because you expect 9 African teams to qualify because there is 9 spots. Of course, you're going to find 9 spots.
Absolutely.
By miracle, there was a 10th spot secured by an African team. I'm going to talk about African teams in the World Cup. In this exact World Cup, it was just amazing to see 9 out of 10 going on to the next round.
Yeah.
It was great to see most of them putting some tough jobs. Giving tough jobs to the greatest teams in the competition. It just shows that the gap between the biggest federations like UFA and CONMEBOL and CAF is just getting narrower and narrower every year and every 4 years. So there is many factors to it. One being African countries now taking the sport seriously. We see infrastructures being built, players and teams being put in the best conditions. Some countries trying to have the best championships and have their leagues thriving and all that. But it's also due to the fact that now you got players of African descent growing up in those countries, choosing the countries of their parents, grandparents, just choosing to go back and play for an African team has also played an important role in those African teams. In overall, great. It was great. It was Ivory Coast giving a tough job to Norway. Congo giving a tough, very, very tough job. It just felt like the hardest English game was against Congo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until of course they fumbled against Argentina at the end of the game. A very African way to lose the game. England.
Just saying. England.
Yeah. But Ghana tried, wasn't really that. Algeria, pretty disappointing. Cabo Verde, Argentina, for me, still the best performance from an African team at this World Cup for me. And probably, I would have said it was the best game until Argentina just put some very beautiful games after that and went all the way to the final. And also the game between England and France was very entertaining. So, but I would definitely put Cabo Verde against Argentina in my top 5. And what other games do you think were very interesting?
You almost stated Congo versus Portugal, Congo versus England. I'm not sitting here and trying to be biased. I am being biased. But at the same time, my bias is very validated. My bias is very backed. Like, when you say, when you talk, you have to back your talk. I think when I talk, Congo backed my talk. So I can sit here and say Congo's game against Portugal, Congo's game against England. Those are what some of my favorite games of this whole tournament. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Cabo Verde against Argentina. And that one, their game against Spain was like, wow, this is incredible. But Argentina, FIFA's favorite child, Adidas go
Whoa, 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 whoa. We are not on any speculation and conspiracy theory. So we're going to leave that out.
I'm just saying, right? Like seeing Cabo Verde play the way they played against Argentina, I agree with you. That was one of the best performances. That was one of the best games of this World Cup. But I also feel like I agree with the France versus England. Once I think I wanted to see England versus Spain in the final. And I think that was going to be a game that would have helped us determine which young stars we need to be focusing on. And it was the matchup would have just been better to have Spain versus England, but that didn't happen.
So you don't think the France has young stars?
No, France does have young stars, but you saw what happened. You saw how France lost to Spain, and you saw how France lost to England. So for me, I really wanted to see Argentina versus France in the third place.
I don't really count France's loss to England. It's just like they didn't care.
Yeah, that's my issue with it. I didn't want a team that didn't care.
Because when they started caring a little bit, just a little bit.
We saw what happened.
Yes. So if they were actually putting the work in the first half and try to be serious and not being a big bunch of clowns, they could have won that game.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and they performed the way they wanted to perform in the first half, and that gave us one of the greatest entertainment of this World Cup. Thank you for both teams. It allowed Kylian Mbappe now to become the best scorer all time in the World Cup. It allowed Michael Olise to become the best assist giver in a single edition, beating Pele's record. And it's just great, man. Just great. I think that ended up it being the team with the most goals in this World Cup too.
The France, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
but we always call Mbappe Mr. World Cup, and I feel like this solidifies him as being Mr. World Cup.
He's Mr. World Cup. You look at his palmarès, his 22 goals in 22 games, his 3 World Cups only, 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 fourth place, only 1 lost game after 90 minutes in 22 games. Only 1 lost game to Spain. It's just,
but
he is that man.
He is. But the team overall is a great team. It has complete players. Like, the team chemistry, everybody, they basically play together in their respective leagues, right? And when they come together, they are such a well put together team. But I also feel like that works against them sometimes. Because when you have a team where you have organizations say, okay, we're going to feed Mbappe, make sure Mbappe scores. We're going to make sure that Dembele gets the ball, crosses and passes the ball. Then there's going to be that one player who say, well, how am I going to put myself up forward?
I don't think that was a problem. I just feel like
they were playing selfish. Bakola and Doué played selfish at times where they shouldn't have played selfish.
I mean, I had an issue with that. It's part of the game. Sometimes you think that you have one moment of being a genius, but it actually doesn't work. It's part of the game. I feel like, and this is the problem with teams that rely on systems so much. And I'm talking about France and DRC. It's like when you rely so much on the system, when the system doesn't work, it's hard for you to adapt on your opponent on the game. And that was what happened to France against Spain. When they saw that the system wasn't working, they should have tried new things. And I watched, I read some articles talking about Didier Deschamps was trying to prioritize 1v1 confrontations when they didn't have the ball for the second half, trying to win those confrontations, but that did not happen. Dembele was complaining about his teammates not pressing enough, him being the only one pressing, and apparently his teammates were kind of frustrated by his comments during the halftime. You had players that usually perform good, but it just did not work after Manu Kone, that because everybody was just, Tchouaméni got to go out or Rabiot want to go out. Okay, the coach listened, he saw it, subbed one of them out. Manu Kone came in after 2 exceptional games before. He was just walking on the pitch.
Yeah, I saw that. And that was frustrating me because you were a professional player. You're playing in the World Cup. This is like the biggest stage of the whole point. You were here playing in the World Cup and you are walking. I saw that even Ronaldo was doing that. And as much as I don't really care for him like that, but seeing players of that
Ronaldo and
caliber do
Messi,
that,
that work is
Yeah, they-
understandable. They've done that the whole career, and they're not on the position where they have to run all the time. I'm talking about you a central midfielder.
that is true.
You come in as a central midfielder, and they want you to break the lines because them Spanish players like that chemistry between Roger and Fabian was just crazy, and you are being put in to break the lines, get the ball, and try to distribute, and you walk in. You were just. I feel like the French attack did what they were expected to do. Best attacking team in the World Cup. Olise 7 assists, Mbappe 10 goals, Dembele 5 goals, 3 assists, Barcode I think 3 goals. Just they came and showed what they were supposed to do. The French, the defense on the other hand was great until some Lucadine mistakes against Spain, Saliba getting injured. It happened.
Oh yeah,
So the midfield need to be rebuilt for sure.
absolutely. I agree with you.
You have great names now. It is to those great names to understand that when you play for the team like France, you have to put the team above your name.
Absolutely.
Because if you just don't do it, somebody will come and take your place.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like Zidane is not a player. A system coach is you either deliver or you out.
You have to earn
I don't
your
care
spot.
what your name is.
Yeah.
You got to do your job. So for some of them, if they want to come back in the next Euros and World Cup, they need to understand what it means to wear the jersey of France. Same applies to DRC.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was waiting for you to get there. I was waiting for you to get there because, oh Lord.
Like, you're in history, but now all the eyes are on you.
Absolutely.
Because now people will look at you as the actual effective contender for the AFCON. So don't come back in September thinking like, yeah, we made history, so it's us, we the man. No,
we big shit.
Of course, the group looks very easy. It looks doable for Congo. It looks doable. But I also know my history. I also know my country's got a history of fumbling when you expect them the most. And I'm talking about the 2019 AFCON qualifiers. We were in the same group phase as Zimbabwe and Uganda, that was actually being coached by Coach Desab at that time. And we barely made it to the AFCON through the small door. We qualified as one of the best thirds, or even we barely made it to being second. It's just we lost to Zimbabwe. We lost to Uganda. We qualified for the AFCON. First of all, we qualified for the next round after suffering because we lose the first game against Egypt. We sing Zimbabwe again because Zimbabwe is in the same group. Yeah. It was hard. We qualified for the next round against Madagascar and we lose.
Madagascar. Why are you trying? No, I think you're trying to bring back old memories that are very painful. I think we need to focus on the World Cup.
That's the thing. When you saw how great the team was in 2017 and 2018, you would not expect the team to perform that way in 2019. Yeah. But like when you see also what happened, it was just the beginning of a dark period for team.
Absolutely.
After that 2019, we did not play the 2021 AFCON. We did not play the African Championship of Nations. We did not qualify for the World Cup, the 2022 World Cup, after being slapped by Morocco. So it was just the beginning of a dark time that the Sable came and took us out of. But now, it's not even on the coach side, it's on the players now. You absolutely need to understand that the pressure is going to be higher. After being fourth on the 2023 AFCON, leaving on the round of 16 on the 2025 AFCON, now the 2027, we know that you're going to qualify. But
it's not even we know. We're expecting them to.
So we expect every team that qualified, that played the World Cup to qualify.
Absolutely.
Each one of them. Because when we looked at the qualifiers group stage, it looked very
balanced.
Very easy for the teams that played the World Cup.
Yeah.
And Tunisia, y'all need to get your stuff together.
Is Tunisia in the same group with Nigeria?
No. I don't think they are, because Nigeria got a very
easy group.
Easy. easy draw. But
Nigeria, Madagascar, Tanzania, and Guinea-Bissau. Wow. Wow.
I mean,
Tunisia, Uganda, Libya, and Botswana. That's crazy.
Well, Uganda is already qualified.
Yeah.
So
that would be just an easy one for Tunisia because all they have to do is beat Libya and Botswana.
Well, it has to be an easy one, but remember, Botswana played the last AFCON, they qualified, so
that is true.
They
and Tunisia just shit the bed at the World Cup. So
they sure did. It was the AFCON first and now the World Cup, so they need to get their stuff together. Get a great federation got to do something, but for sure, you expect all the 10 teams that play in the World Cup to qualify. You expect Nigeria and Cameroon to make their comeback. You expect Ghana to come back at the AFCON after one missed edition. And then maybe some outsiders. Zambia.
Yeah.
Who else? Burkina Faso for sure.
Burkina Faso is coming. Yeah. But so going back to like just the World Cup, and we were talking about like, we talked about England, France, and we talked about, I made a statement about how like some of the players were playing very selfishly in like teams that have like, organization, right? You following a structure and you go outside of that structure to try to have a like individual performance. And you said that, some of them, they don't really do that. It was just, they put in position where they had to do that. Simon and Dingra's situation, just looking at that, he was so focused on trying to do the creativity instead of taking a shot that could have put them in a position where they win the game, right?
Well,
he made selfish decisions.
We cannot sit down and conclude that because, again,
he made a selfish decision. He wasn't thinking about the game. He was trying to be creative with that ball. No one is ever going to sit here and tell me otherwise. He was trying to be
I am sitting here and telling you otherwise because for having playing the game, it's not just a black and white situation where you think that he just tried to be creative. Maybe it was just like, let me put myself on the best foot. Let me try to do something that looks simpler for me so I can actually score.
Why is that your thought process as a star player? You got called to the World Cup. They called you to the World Cup because they knew that you were able to make those instant decisions without having to stop and think about them.
If it was that easy, every striker would have scored any occasion they had. If it was this easy.
If there was another striker, aside from Nicholas Jackson, if there's another striker in that position, they would have capitalized on that.
Against Dibu Martinez, he could have passed the ball to Mbappe. Like, 2010, something happened again. I don't know if it was Robin Van Persie or it was Schneider. One missed a 1v1 against Casillas. Could have been something better. This is football. It's sometimes when you think it's obvious, it's not obvious because you have less than a second to think about the best option for you.
Your job as a star player is to think.
Well, it's football. Nobody's perfect. So you cannot.
Are you arguing with me defending Simon and
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying, the play was stupid, but I'm not thinking that the motive behind that was him trying to be the star, the shining star of that team.
So are you going to say he made a selfish decision instead of
No, I did not say I'm not saying he made a selfish decision. I'm saying he made a stupid decision. The decision was stupid for sure, but it was the motive. Was the motive him trying to be the star player? I cannot sit down and say that because I wasn't in his head. It could have been pressure. It could have been him just coming off the bench and trying to do something that he thought would be more simple for him, or maybe it was just him trying to be the shining star.
Something simple than hitting the ball that was coming at you. Someone crossed the ball and it was coming directly at you. There's something simpler than just hitting that ball.
It's not. It depends. It depends because how many players have missed in that position?
And not in the same capacity that he was.
We've seen player missing with no goalkeeper, and you want to tell me that no player have ever missed in the same capacity that he was? We've seen player missing with no goalkeeper.
In the goal.
Yes.
And there was no defenders.
No defenders.
Please.
That was
I just thought about it. No, not just Olise. Who was it? Who was the other person? No, Nico Williams. Nico Williams was also playing against Argentina. He was playing.
Even Marcus Rashford against Mike Mignon. Yeah. So and these are great players, by the way. So we cannot sit down as football fans and being objective and say that Simon Adingra just wanted to be the shining star of the team. That's why he made that stupid play. I feel like he did.
In his position, Simon Adingra, that I cannot excuse that behavior. I feel like they're players. that have made pretty selfish decisions. And that was one of the selfish decisions. He was not thinking as a team player. I think he was thinking about himself and getting his goal right, being creative with the goal. I don't think he was thinking about getting his team ahead. And I think that was my issue with it. But we've seen a lot of players make selfish decisions. But then I'll go to.
I mean, we can say the same thing about Cedric Bakambu missing a lot of things when he could have passed the ball. But like, again, as a striker, you want to try.
No.
As a striker, you want to try.
Not if your name. If you're listening to this, if you're looking at this video, let me tell you this: if your name is Nicholas Jackson, if your name is Cedric Bakambu, if your name is Simon Andingra, and I'm talking about these African players, I don't care what happens in France. I don't care what happened in England. I am talking about these three particular African players. If you're going to be in the AFCON qualifiers, if you're going to be in the AFCON at all, your job is to go there and score. If you're not going to go there and score, get the hell out of the team. Go and start coaching. Do something else. I don't want you to come there and do something that is not meant for your position. You are a number 9. Your job is to get the ball and score. We're not sending you there to go and create chances for somebody else.
Is actually a winger.
But this is my message to Nicholas Jackson, Simon Andingra, and Cedric Bakambu. We are tired. We are tired of your selfish antics. We are tired of your selfish acts.
Why calling them selfish?
Because they are not playing as a team. Like, if you're playing for a team, if you feel that these are the positions that carry
against Portugal, Bakambu played for the team. He was not scoring, but like,
do you want me to show
how many forward passes he gave for Wissa and Sadiki?
His job is not to give forward passes. His job is to
get playing for the team.
What? His job. If you told me someone else did that, if you told me Wissa passed to Bakambu and Bakambu scored, I would agree with that. But you cannot tell me that you are content with Bakambu having forward passes and missing the shots that he needed to literally make to win the.
But like missing the shots don't make him selfish.
No, yes it is, because you're not thinking. You are not thinking about the team. You're not thinking about bringing your team forward. You're not thinking about playing in the position that they put you in. Because at this point, I would rather we have called Pululu, and Pululu would have done better than.
Still doesn't make you selfish.
He is playing selfish.
How come missing a shot makes you selfish?
If I show you a video of him miss a shot and actually laugh about it.
Okay, that's stupid.
Please.
What do you want me to do? What do you want him to do? Cry about it?
No.
On the first day of the first match day of the World Cup, like if he missed it and cried about it against England and lost about it against English, I would be mad. But like, it's the first day. You played the best team in the world at that time because they were the Nation League.
They were not the best.
They were the Nation League champion. They were the team everybody expected to outperform every single team in the World Cup. So at that time, they were called the best team.
They were because that were people's expectations. Exactly. That doesn't mean they actually were the best team. Look,
they were not the best team on the pitch.
Argentina was the best.
That's what I'm saying.
They were now number 1
team. They were
team.
not the best team on the pitch. But before that game, since it was their first half World Cup game, they were the best team because everybody was expecting them. So
they were not.
You are playing against the best team. You made some mistakes. It's the first.
Some mistakes. He made mistakes the whole game. 90 minutes of mistakes.
Yes, of course, but like, it doesn't make him selfish though.
He is selfish.
How so?
Your job, Merdi. Listen to me. You have a job. You have a job. You know that as an accountant, you need to count numbers right at your job, right? You are an accountant. You need to get the numbers right to make sure that your company is reporting their revenue correctly. And you mess up. That means your mistake is going to cost the company because if they report incorrectly, right? That means they're going to get in trouble with any taxes or anything like that.
That's a crazy example. First of all.
But listen.
Numbers. No. Numbers. First, it's exact science. You gotta know this.
We need
when you play football, it's many situations. It depends on how you get the ball on the foot, how you shoot it. No, I am not saying that. But like, I'm just saying that there is no 100% probability that a good shot.
100% probability. When Dembele catch the ball, he could have scored, but he saw Mbappe. He
He
gave.
gave Mbappe.
And Mbappe scored. When Dembele now had opportunity to score 3 goals in the same time, he could have passed it to anybody, but he decided to shoot on target because he knew he's not getting.
But again, remember that there is a goalkeeper that can make the best save of his life. So
Yeah, but
it's different than having an accountant. And second,
as an accountant,
you know what? Let's just leave it in the comment section, because calling them, you can call them having stupid plays. You can say that they are underperforming.
So you'd rather I call them dumb for the decisions that they made, because they made dumb decisions.
Yes.
That makes them dumb.
Yes.
So you rather me saying that than say that they're playing selfishly?
Yes.
They're playing for themselves.
They're not playing for
Okay,
themselves.
so
we can have expectations on Adingra and Jackson because they're still young, man. We love you. You did a lot, man. If you want to break that record, just wait for a friendly game. We'll call you up in a game against Seychelles. You gonna play, score brace, break that record, become the best DRC's top scorer. Fine. If you love Congo and we know you do, please join the staff team.
Thank you.
But yeah,
I feel like
35 years old.
No, I think
well, the EP said not even the staff.
It needs to go.
No, guys. We need to acknowledge, and every single player said that Bakambu plays a very great role off the pitch.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. And that's why I was always fighting for him. I even called him my captain. I know Chancel Mbemba. I know I love you and I know you're a captain. There was a time that I said Bakambu behaves like a captain because he was such a good leader.
He still does, but just not on the pitch.
Yeah,
I mean,
cannot.
On the pitch, he can motivate the team. Just
yeah, but we need that.
We need 11 players on the field playing.
Yeah.
If you only play with 10, it's a problem. So
well,
join the staff, man. I'm pretty sure Kidiaba and Mia will show you how to get your way around because they've been there as players and now they are staff members. So Bakagol, time to go.
Honestly, Cedric, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. Lumumba,
the country of Lumumba.
The country of Lumumba. Listen, we appreciate it. And one thing that I would like to say is this, though. In this sport of football, in the World Cup, we saw everything. We saw identity being highlighted a lot. We saw cultures being highlighted a lot. And I feel proud because we have a podcast where we cover identity, we talk about culture, we talk about sports. And seeing all of those things come together, it made me smile a lot. So I just wanted to put that out there. Seeing like the cultures, the outfits, everything, fashion, all music from all these African countries, it made me really happy.
I also love what the World Cup organization did as part of it, asking each team their playlist, so the fans could belong to they could feel that they're belonging and they can relate to the music that were being played in stadiums, because they played a lot of good Congolese songs in the stadiums.
Yeah, that happened in Houston.